I started recording this commentary about 2 hours ago, but a wasp flew in my room, and I have a horrible, horrible phobia. Bees I can deal with, but wasps just are. Like, when I was younger, my sister got stung by one, and just, she was really young, and wasp things hurt a lot, so she was screaming, and ever since then, it's just, I see a wasp, and I'm just like, bleh, bleh, run away. So yeah, that's fun. Oh well, just in the comments if you got any random phobias that you're not ashamed to admit. There's no worries with it. Yeah. It's one of those things, you can't really help it. Anyway, I don't even remember who this match was against now. Berling, that's him, yeah. He annoyed me a bit, but, oh well, I'm capable of being annoyed. As you see, he has a Haxrachi, and I crit one of his Pokemon with my Zapdos, and he was like, "Oh, crit, what the fuck?" And I was like, "Mate, you're using a Haxrachi. You have no right to complain about hacks." And he was like, "Don't call me hacker." Like, no, hacks. Like, you're relying on para hacks and body slap, and flinches. And he was like, "Oh, yeah, of course." It's like, you have no right to complain. Since when did it being a Haxrachi somehow fall out of common... Oh, whatever, fuck it. I don't care. It was an alright battle. I lead out with Militech, he lives out with Swampert. I go Toxic because he goes Miracle, and I figure he isn't going to go Miracle because I didn't attack him, so I figured he's going to set up SR or go EQ or whatever. Militech literally walls this thing to death. Even then, Skull didn't do enough to warrant Miracle worrying me. But whatever, I'm going to switch out. I'm going to go into Claydol because I kind of figured he'd go EQ or something, but he's actually going to go Miracle again. Okay, maybe I was doing about 100, 120 points of damage, but still, EQ probably the smarter option to go with, but whatever. I'm here with Claydol, and I'm predicting the switch because it's hilariously obvious to Jelly, the Jelly. But he actually doesn't. He goes Miracle again. Debatable as fuck, but whatever. Like I said, I'm sure the guy was alright, but whatever. It's just, I hate Haxrachi, and if you can't even see that you go out of your way and you have to rely on hacks, then you're a bastard, because, no skill to use one, but whatever. It's one of my things that I will always hate about this game. I mean, the only way you can beat it is if, oh look, I brought an inner focus Dragonite. Whoa. Whatever. You know me, I am Grumpy McGrumpyton. Yeah. Anyway, I kill off his pert with Tyranitar. And, this is actually quite a nice little sequence. This Tyranitar, this guy was predicting all over the place, like there. He switches out and he goes into his Hydreigon as I go Stealth Rocks. I'm pretty much, like I say, now that Tyranitar's got Stealth Rocks up, I'm condemning it. I don't care in the slightest. But his Hydreigon's here, and instead of going Focus Blast, he's going to U-turn out, and he's going to go into his Jelly, and I go Low Kick, and it's like I say, I don't care. He can switch as much as he likes, but Stealth Rocks are up, and Sand's up. He's going to be taking continuous damage, so yeah, I didn't really predict much at all in this match. I just sort of played. I just sort of made the obvious plays, and it kind of worked out for me, so it wasn't too bad. But yeah, Jelly's here, and again, I really have no reason not to go Crunch. If he goes into Infernape, then he kills me. Ooh, I really don't care at this point. Wasp, I swear to God, I fucking hear it buzzing, man. It's one of those, it's so weird, like, you know that they're not really that bad, but you look at them, you're just like, yeah, horrible. I mean, bees are kind of, bees aren't dicks. They only sting you if you piss them off, and even then they're gonna die anyway. Well, some of them die. Wasps, they just sting you because they're pricks. I don't like that. Not very nice. Anyway, I believe, yeah, I crunch him. That's pretty much Stealth Rock kill range. So he has Dead Jelly, and Claydol can spin pretty much whenever I feel like spinning. I can do it anytime I want, really. See, I was going to try and have a massive recording session, but then Waspy McDickface was like, aha, shitting in your face. Oh well. So he's gonna mark punch me. I see his life orb. That means more damage that he's gonna take. And like I say, I'd condemn my Tyranitar, and yet it's done a good amount of damage to an ape, and it's nearly killed a jelly. So whatever. I'm gonna go into Claydol because short of a crit Flare Blitz, maybe a Grass Knot, I don't know. Claydol should take anything that ape feels like dishing out. In comes a Hydreigon, and I'm just gonna go Rapid Spin. You know, it's cool beanies. I'm not worried at all. And again, I think he was more predicting me. Like sometimes or most of the time, a lot of people will just expect me to, will just make the obvious play. But I think he kept predicting me to just switch out, and I wasn't playing his game. I wasn't going to play it his way. I was just going to do it my own pace. But I go Ice Beam because why the fuck not? Like I say, his rocks are gone. Claydol is pretty much already done its job. So in comes Rachi. He goes Body Slam, and yeah, I'm gonna go Earth Power. All I really wanted to do was just try and get some damage on the Rachi. At this point, I was quite happy and content to just let Claydol go. Like I say, once it's gotten rid of rocks, I very rarely see any good situation to keep it around. It's just nice to get some extra damage, maybe get a sneak kill on something. But short of that. Anyway, he gets the Para Hacks there, and I'm telling you, man, like, seriously. You can use one if you want. Like, the guy was like, oh, this Rachi isn't illegal, is it? Like, no, but that's not quite the point. I don't know. I'm one of the people who say, fair play should be a big part of any metagame, although it goes Body Slam there for no apparent reason. And I nailed another Earth Power on him, which is good. But I don't know, it just seems really lame and dick-headed, like, oh, I have to rely on hacks. I mean, Rachi's reasonably good enough in its own right that you don't need to use Iron Head, Body Slam, Zen Headbutt. Whatever. I'm in that kind of mood. Anyway, I'm going to go into Dog Trio. I was going to go Hone Claws, predicting the switch, but then I kind of figured that if he stayed in thinking I had Arena Trap, then he Body Slams, probably paralyzes me, and I look like a tit. So I figured I'd just go EQ. I don't know, but he actually switches out, which kind of makes me think either he didn't know Dog Trio's got Arena Trap, because, like I say, he thought I was calling him a hacker, not that he was relying on hacks, and it's, no. So, I don't know, either he didn't know Dog Trio had Arena Trap, or people are just, starting to get into the rhythm of making sure they can't switch before condemning something, which is the right thing to do, it should be encouraged. But, I don't know, like I say, most people, especially when I was using, what was it, Magnet Pull Magnezone, like 90% of people would immediately assume Magnet Pull, which was just not the case. So I was kind of thinking I could play off that with Dog Trio, but I don't know. Some people keep their shit in, some people just don't. It's a bit iffy. So I don't know. Either way, I do like say go EQ. It doesn't work, and I figure fuck it, I'll go on a Zapdos then, because Zapdos is awesome. It's crit bait, but it's good. It's just very good. So that's exactly what I do, and he spends quite a lot of time thinking about this one, I'll tell you that. And you know what? You want to know what he does? You want to know what he does? Well, he goes into a Sizzle. After a lot of thinking, he goes into a Sizzle. He did say, after I Heat Waved and one-shotted him, that he had forgotten about the Heat Wave, which I suppose is fair enough, but the thing, I can't even think what Sizzle will be able to do to Zapdos anyway. Does it get Stonehenge or Rock Slide? I don't know. Either way, Zapdos resists every single Boggo standard move that Sizzle gets. So, don't quite see the point, but whatever, I go Heat Wave, take out the Sizzle. Maybe he was really bulky, because if he's bulky enough, he'll take like 3 T-Bolts, and he could just keep roosting it off after SD in, stuff like that. Either way, Heat Wave, Sizzle's dead, that's champion, Dog Trio's got a lot more, room to dick around. Like I say, the main problem with Dog Trio is that priority just ruins its face, but I don't know. In comes the Hydreigon, this is where I get a bit of hacks. He's going to miss a Draco, and And then he's gonna, I'm gonna get a crit. And he was like, oh, that's gay. It's like, well, no, not really. If you don't use hacks or Archie, then fair enough. I will admit that is pretty lame. But you're using hacks or Archie, you know right. Like, just as long as people understand it, they have no right to complain about hacks if they're using hacks or Archie or Togekiss. It's just no. Just as long as people get that. That's all I want. Just admittance, or just people to admit that they know what they're doing. Whatever. Sounds like I really am ragging on Rachi a lot today, but I don't know. It just kind of annoyed me that I'm in one of those moods. Oh dear, this reminds me of the narration or the battle I just uploaded, where I sound so flat, bored. Blah. I'm not bored. I'm just kind of frustrated about the whole thing. Anyway, he Dracos and I roost and. Cool. He does Draco again, and it doesn't do much. So even if he had hit the first one, I don't think it would have really done too much. And that, and the fact that I was pretty much letting my Zapdos die as it is, so I probably would have gone T-Bolt again after the first one. So if I'd have lived, then that's the same amount of damage as the crit. And then I go into Dojo, and I kill it, and I kill the ape, and blah 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 blah. We've all been here before. Because, yeah, Dojo is good. Not as good as I originally thought it was, but it's not a bad poke. You get a Hone Claws up and you beat the shit out of things. That said, I have found myself using, or I think I've only used Hone Claws twice in all the time I've used it, because you bring it in and you just think, well, it should just be able to, clean up shop, really. So yeah, his Draco does about 100. That means I get another T-Bolt off, pretty much. That's what that boils down to. So, all in all, don't think it mattered too much. If I could have roosted up and out-roosted his Draco, so, yeah, it was really fairly inconsequential. Anyway, he's going to go on a Rachi. I believe he outspeeds me and body slams me, para-axes me, and then I heat wave and kill that. And then he goes into 8. Actually, no, he tries going into Jelly. That dies. Then he goes into 8. Zapdos dies, and then I go into Snorlax and let him close combat and kill himself with his own life orb, because I'm a mean-spirited bastard. See, I could have gone into Dojo, but no. Didn't feel like it. There you go. Now goes the Jelly. Oh dear. I really need to stop ragging on Rachi and Togekiss. I don't know. It's like, FIFA, which is something I play a lot. Like, there's always going to be something you can abuse. But it's just, I don't know. I guess I'm a bit big on the fair play kind of side of the metagame. But it just doesn't really exist now unless you're playing with mates. Like, good friends will understand that sort of thing, but I don't know. I say, I'm just in that kind of mood where I feel like moaning at things. Oh well, I'm gonna go into the Snorlax and just lol on his face, cause fucking Chopal. That said, this close combat does quite a lot, but granted, Snorlax lives, he dies, I win. Good game, Mr. Berling. I'll see you guys in a bit. Hopefully next race is a bit better. Peace.